celebration that's taking place this week. Some of you may be aware that the Philippines was upgraded by Fitch and S&P to investment grade. That was a major milestone for the country. The country continues to do very, very well, and there are a number of things that are serving as catalysts for that, and we wanted to share some of those with you today. We not only wanted to share it with you in terms of a dialogue, but really having friends and companies and entrepreneurs, founders, come and share their stories directly with you. So with that, I want to say thank you for everyone for taking the time to come here today. Thank you to everyone who's helped put this program together. Mylene, Rosalie, the Philippine Trade Office, the Department of Foreign Affairs. This is a voluntary effort, and so without all the collaboration from our volunteers, this wouldn't be here today. Also, my fellow board members with the Science and Technology Advisory Council. Specifically, I'd also like to say thank you to a number of our sponsors. We have a presenting sponsor who's here today, Bob Van, who is representing Western Union. We'll say a few words.
WesternUnion.com is proud to be the presenting sponsor of today's event. It is my honor to be here today with this esteemed group of participants as well as panelists. If you've never heard Mr. Dado Benetau speak, you're in for a rare experience. Few people as accomplished have given such depth of thought to the development of this nation. I promise to be quick so that I can actually sit back down and listen. I need to also thank the volunteers, organizers, and Consul General Marciano Paynor for, again, so this is the second time, being such a gracious host. Thank you. So why are we here today? And for me, it's because the cause and development of the Philippines is important, and it's important to us. Would anyone care to guess where the Philippines ranks globally in terms of inbound remittances, which is the business that I'm in? Philippines, small country, where do you think it ranks in terms of remittances worldwide? Close. You're getting there. So I heard first, Philippines actually ranks third. India and China are the first two. The Philippines is third. Let's let that sink in for a moment. And for my business, the online business, WesternUnion.com, Western Union, it is the .com business. The Philippines does it better. The Philippines is the second largest market that I have after U.S. to U.S. So my three largest markets are U.S. to U.S., U.S. to Philippines, and then U.S. to China. Those are the big boys. Behind every one of those senders and receivers, there's a story. And I think that sometimes gets lost in bigger numbers. The last time I was here with the Consul General, I told a story about my mom and how she first came to North America. And I feel it's only fair to give my father equal time. My father graduated from law school from National Taiwan University. When he first moved to Canada, his first job was at a convenience store, and he worked the night shift. My mom moved to Canada at the same time, but she lived in Kapuskasing, which is one of the coldest cities in a very cold country of Canada. She lived 500 miles to the north of my father, who lived in Toronto. So somehow, and I was left in Taiwan with grandparents. Somehow, for the first 2 years of my life, my whole entire family lived apart. So I know the sacrifices that people make in order to make a better life. And these are our stories. These are the stories that we share. And it's why I'm passionate about the Philippines and why we hope to be partners for years and years to come. And I can't wait to see what that very bright future holds. I think today is part of it. So thank you. We're very happy to be the presenting sponsor today. Thank you.
Thank you, and we're happy to have you here today as well. Not to be rude, there are so many familiar faces here in the room, so I think I overlooked introducing myself earlier. I'm Christina Laskowski. I serve as president of the Science and Technology Advisory Council. We're a 501c3 nonprofit focused on promoting entrepreneurship in the Philippines. It's our one way to help promote the growth of self-sufficiency. There are two phrases that are sort of intertwined into what we do culturally from an organizational perspective. We're very lean. We operate like a startup. There are 8 board members, a handful of volunteers. 4 of us travel back and forth to the Philippines, but we do what we can to get things done because we're passionate about this. We're passionate about the Philippines, we're passionate about helping, and we're passionate about meeting objectives and hitting milestones. And I think the country has hit several milestones, and everyone in this room, I believe, has been a part of that. So we're thrilled to be part of it as well. The two phrases that stay very close to heart with us is one of the sayings of Jose Rizal, which is, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. And so many of us have had the experiences of either having immigrant parents, parents who've left their spouse or their families just to make a better life for their own families. And what we want to do is we want to help, if we can, keep those families together and keep educated individuals and youth in the country so that they can promote growth in the country rather than leave. I don't think it'll happen in the near term, which will affect some of the remittances, but that is the ultimate goal. We would like to help contribute in that way. And the second phrase that stays close to our heart is something that Mother Teresa has said. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And so even this event, many of us volunteered in 2.5, 3 months time to put this together because we were aware that we were going to have visitors and companies here who could share their stories about what they're doing to help promote the growth of the country. So again, we're very happy and thrilled. Our partners are the Department of Foreign Affairs and Department of Trade and Industry. We signed an MOA with them along with the Department of Science and Technology. And I think through a collaborative effort, also including other partners such as the Philippine Development Foundation, which Dado Banato, our keynote speaker, is the chairman of, a number of grassroots organizations in the Philippines, we've been able to do really great things, I think, across the country. And with that, I'd like to introduce the Consul General Marciano Paynor, who's been very instrumental in our efforts. He's been very active in a lot of our activities, even joining us at On3 business competitions where we've had to schlep through non-paved roads and watch budding entrepreneurs present in un-air-conditioned basketball courts in the middle of the province. But he has a big heart, and we're so thrilled to be part of the team with him.
Christina, Dado Banato, or other colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a source of pride for us to be able to partner with the Science and Technology Advisory Council in hosting this, shall I say, first ever business forum. And to inform you about the other side of the Philippines. Thus far, every Independence Day, it was mostly, what we usually do is to tell the host country about who we are as a people. It's mostly about culture, song, dance. But definitely every country is more than just song and dance. And the greater part of who we are as a country is the business part. And so it is therefore with great pride that we have been able to organize this seminar in so short a time, and we could not have done this without the collaboration of our Science and Technology Advisory Council, and many of them are here. When I first came here 6 years ago, and that's how long I've been here, we met and we thought we should, put up the level of action that science and technology the advisory council had done in the past years. It always had been advisory, picking issues, assessing them, and making recommendations to the Philippine government. But that was a very passive action. And so amongst Christina, Dennis there, Betty, myself, and with the advice of Dato Renato, we came up with this idea of bringing the Silicon Valley ecosystem to the Philippines. And from that point on, it was really, to our surprise, we found that there were many, many entrepreneurs, startups, who were in the provinces, in Davao, in Calasiao, Pangasinan, places where you normally wouldn't look, Bataan, for instance, with so many bright ideas that we felt it was a presentation of a startup in Silicon Valley, in plug and play, or wherever. And so we were so encouraged and emboldened by that first experience, and so we continued on, and with the collaboration of the Department of Science and Technology, we were able to bring 6 companies now to plug and play so that they can actually see and feel what Silicon Valley ecosystem is all about. And that this is the way if you want to be global. So, and we're so kind of, we felt that we actually touched the wrong nerve in the Philippines when big companies such as Globe Telecom, Smart, and many of the would-be venture capitalists in the Philippines collaborated with us and now started their own venture capital, angel funds, etc., etc. And I'd like to think that we kind of inspired them because they immediately, because up until that point, there was no such thing. So anyway, this is, again, a small way that we can contribute to the Philippines, and you'll hear more about it as the panelists and as our keynote speaker will speak later on. But let me cut short my remarks by thanking all of you and welcoming you to the Philippine Consulate General. You couldn't imagine that this hall here, 2 weeks ago, if you came here, you wouldn't believe that we would be holding this event here this morning. But that's exactly what the Philippines and the Filipinos can do. They can make do with what little we have. Thank you very much.
That's a nice segue to my next introduction. I'd like to introduce